Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the combat event of the century! In this corner, hailing from the air nomad tribes, the one and only last airbender, Avatar Aang! And in this corner, from Republic City by way of the Southern Water Tribe, the pro-bending champion, Avatar Korra! Who will win this epic showdown? Who will be crowned the mightiest Avatar? Find out today as we answer that quintessential fanboy question. Who would win? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Paul Powers, and with me today is a very special guest who knows a thing or two himself about fighting. May I introduce...
Hello, Internet! I am Zangief, the Red Cyclone. I come to commentate on a little show, Glory of the Motherland.
Yeah. So, tell me, Zangief, what do you think of today's combatants?
Little bald boy is so scrawny and weak. Look at girl's physique. No wonder she learned metal bending. She has biceps of steel.
Well, to be fair, in the original series, Aang was only 12 years old. For the purpose of this match, in the interest of making it fair, we'll assume that both characters are adult and in their prime.
My money is still on muscle girl.
Well, physical power isn't the only factor in this fight. Let's take a closer look at each avatar's abilities. Aang was an accomplished airbender already and started training with the other four elements when he was only 12 years old, 4 years earlier than most avatars. Well, at least he was biologically 12. See, Aang was frozen in ice for 100 years, and when he was revived, he discovered he only had a matter of months to master all four elements and defeat the Fire Lord before the Fire Nation conquered the world. That's a lot of pressure for a 12-year-old. As the Avatar, Aang can consult the spirits of any of the past avatars for advice and guidance. He's also able to enter the Avatar state, in which he's infused with all the skills and knowledge of all of the past avatars simultaneously. Despite his goofy, happy-go-lucky demeanor, Aang is a very spiritual individual and was the first Avatar to master the ability of energy bending, a powerful art that can strip away or restore the bending abilities of others.
Dozim could learn something from this one.
This spiritual nature of his could also be his greatest weakness, though. See, despite his power, Aang is a pacifist by nature, and he'll only engage in physical violence as a last resort. What's more, he adamantly refuses to take a life, even that of the Fire Lord, even with the entire world at stake, and even with every one of his past lives urging him to do so.
It's true, I have fun game. Watch Avatar and take shot of vodka for every time Aang acts like pussy.
I need to figure out what to do once I face the Fire Lord. But I don't know if I can do it.
Why didn't you tell us you were the Avatar?
Because I never wanted to be.
Even so, by the time he reached adulthood, he had little need for lethal force, as is evidenced when he faced the criminal bloodbender Yakone. Even in the middle of being bloodbent, he was able to power through in the Avatar state, trap Yakone, and permanently strip away his bending abilities with energy bending.
He's pretty hardcore, I am not going to lie.
However, Korra is also a formidable opponent.
Very true, my capitalist friend. While Aang was young for to becoming the Avatar and mastering the four elements, Korra was only 4 years old when she began bending water, earth, and fire simultaneously. It's true, though, that she did not master air until she was 17. Still, Korra is most excellent bender, and even became the first Avatar to become metal bender. She is also far more physically powerful than Aang, and her fighting style much more aggressive. She is also able to enter Avatar state, But unfortunately, after fight with Unalaq, she is not able to commune with past avatars.
So you're saying she's not a communist?
Are you trying to make a funny, tiny, flimsy, fragile little man?
No.
She is also able to energy bend, but has only ever used it to restore bending abilities, and has never shown an aptitude for using it in combat. Korra is also incredibly tough, like Soviet honey badger.
Does Russia even have honey badgers?
She has powered through devastating attacks regularly, and was able to deflect full-powered spirit gun blast that was capable of leveling city. She was even able to overcome debilitating poison designed specifically to kill her.
This actually brings up a common point of contention. There are some that think that Korra's being crippled for several years from the poison, as well as losing one-on-one matches with both Kavira and Toph, are a sign that she actually got weaker as the series progresses.
It's important to remember, Korra lost those matches just shortly after completely removing poison. At the time of those fights, she was suffering incredible physical and mental stress.
This admittedly may be Korra's greatest weakness. If Aang's is his pacifism, Korra's is that her confidence level can really influence her fighting abilities. When her sense of identity and purpose were challenged and she lost faith in herself, Korra wasn't able to fight at her full potential.
Okay, but if Korra is a reincarnation of Aang, how can we be to having them fight?
An excellent question, my husky-rusky friend. Since the characters cannot possibly exist at the same time, in order to solve this question, we turn to the most sophisticated piece of combat predictive technology on the market, the Fightron 2000. We simply insert all available information about each fighter's abilities, and the Fightron will run hundreds of simulations in mere seconds to determine which contestant would come out on top. And here we have it. The winner is Avatar Aang!
What? Really?
Korra is overall a more talented bender than Aang, especially when it comes to the combat applications of bending. Her style is also more aggressive, but Aang's maneuverability, combined with his calm and clear-minded attitude, allow him to defend expertly. In terms of fighting skills and the use of bending, they're essentially locked in a stalemate.
Since they are both able to enter Avatar state, that isn't going to shift the balance either. And Aang's ability to contact past avatars is unlikely to be of help in the heat of combat. So really, this fight comes down to one deciding factor to tip the scales.
Aang's mastery of energy bending. At the height of his power, Aang is capable of stripping away Korra's bending abilities in combat. Because he's also able to restore her powers at a later time, he wouldn't have any ethical hang-ups about doing so either.
And since this plays on one of Korra's greatest fears, it is unlikely she would put up much of a fight afterwards.
Sad to say, but although Korra is probably the most influential avatar of all time, between opening the spirit gates, restoring the Air Nation, stopping 2 revolutions and a conquest, that doesn't necessarily make her the most powerful.
Besides, Kyoshi could kick both of their asses.
Yeah, probably. So, until next time, good night, Internet. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you like this video, please be sure to hit that little thumbs up button down there. Maybe even subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more videos like it. Comments are also always welcome. Until next time, good night, Internet.